Hello everyone, welcome to this video tutorial on FlexCut3D. This is a 3D modeling tool built for your laser cutting workflows. It's simple, precise, and powerful. One of the key features about this tool is the ability to create your design once and have it resized to any dimension or material thickness. Now, without further ado, we're going to jump straight in. We are going to be working on this simple box design. And when we're done, you'll have the basic knowledge to start working on your next design or model. Now, with our app open, you'll notice the user interface. On the top left corner, we have the main menu, which allows you to create a new project or open any existing one. On the top side, you'll have the set of tool buttons and menu to create objects for our scene. And on the right, you'll find the outliner. And depending on what you have selected, a set of property panels are going to show up right here. We're going to start working on the front side of the box. So I'm going to head over to this Create Shapes menu and create a solid shape. What you're going to notice is the back side has a yellowish tint. This is one way to distinguish the front from the back. If you head over to the side panel, you can click and drag this out. This is our layout view. And the objects will be arranged in a flat view ready for you to export by simply hitting this button right here. I'm going to hide this. And we're going to head over to the point editing tool. With our object selected, you'll also notice that the points are always going to be displayed on the front side of our object. Now we are going to extrude the tabs for the left, right, and bottom side. And to do that, you simply hold the A key, and I'm going to place one that is 2 centimeters away from the nearest. Just click to add, and I'm going to position the other one here. Now with the E key held down, you can click and drag this edge outward. I'm going to keep this at 0.4 because this is the material thickness we are working with. You can always change that by changing this value here. Now I'm going to go set up the tabs for the other side. Alright, so we have the front side set up. Now we can work on the back side of our box, and we don't need to create a new shape. You can simply duplicate this and flip it over. So head over to Shape Actions and hit Duplicate. You can move this at a value of 10. So you can type this right over here in the Property panel. I'm going to set this at -10. We have to flip this over so that our front-facing side is on the outside. So with the object selected, head over to Shape Actions and hit the Z Flip button. So we have the front and back setup. Let's start working on the right side of our box. I'm going to create a new shape, and I'm going to position this right around here, and you can rotate this. As you rotate, hold down the Shift key to constrain it and get it to 90 degrees. So I have rotated it at -90. I'm just going to Z flip this. And we're going to try and position this. One way to do that is by holding down the S key, click and drag this point, and snap it to this corner right here. The next thing we're going to work on is creating the points and setting up the extrusions so that the tabs of the other side can fit into these slots. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so we have the right side set up. We can simply duplicate this and put it on the other side. The next step is to work on the bottom of the box. Now, another way of adding these points, if you're trying to snap it to any existing corner, you can simply just place the points around here. With the Enable Snap, you can click and drag these points and they will snap to any neighboring vertices. Alright, so we have the bottom side set up. I want to make sure that the measurement is 10 centimeters in all dimensions. I'm going to head over to the measure tool, and this is going to show us the dimensions of our current model. I'd like to get these values precise, so I've noticed that this is 10.4. I'm going to drag this downward by 0.4. So I'm going to select these points, and with our enable snap on, I'm going to click and drag this down. I'm going to double check that, and yes, the height is now correct. We need to set up the width. I'm going to reduce this size by 0.8, and I'm going to do that by selecting these points and dragging them back. Okay, now it's time to set up the sliders. So the way this works is you create a slider, you set it at a value, and move a set of points where you want them. Let's do that now. I'm going to create the slider. I'm going to set the initial value at 10 because that is the initial size of our box. I'm going to set the max value at 50. I'm going to call this box width. So what we're going to do is when my slider is at a value of 20, I'm going to head over to the point editing tool. I'm going to select these points, and I want these points to be 10 units away. So when my slider is at a value of 20, I want these points to be over here. Then I'm going to head over to set state. Hit this. And now when I drag back and forth, you'll see the points shifting from the original, which is at 10, to our new position. And they also go beyond because it's an automatic feature. I'm going to reset this. Now we're going to do this again. I'm going to create a new slider. And I'm going to rename this box length. I'm going to set the max at 50 and our initial size as 10. And when the box length slider is at 20, then I want these points, these front points, to be over here. And then I'm going to hit set state. You can edit the sliders individually, or you can combine them. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up a third slider to control the box height. Now our box height is adjustable. Alright everyone, so we've reached the end of this video. In the next tutorial, we are going to continue working on the lid of the box. One thing to keep in mind, you may encounter some issues or bugs. If you do, please send me an email. Links are down in the description below. With that said, I'll see you later. Take care.